Good morning, dear class 10 students. Dear students, in the last video class, I had explained to you up to the Simon Commission, and today we will discuss about the Simon Commission's recommendation. So let us, without delay, then start the points. The recommendation of the Simon Commission. The following were the recommendation of the Commission. First, the arts should be abolished and there should be complete autonomy in the provinces. So the dual system of government should be abolished, removed, and there should be a complete autonomy given to the province. The complete administration power should be given to the provinces for looking after and making our law and orders, but the governors will be taking care of the internal security of the country, and the central government will not interfere in the matter of provinces. Now, number 2, provincial legislative council should be enlarged and the provincial legislative council should be increased. Number 3, federal government at center, that means the central government at center should embrace, we call the include British India and also the princely states in its own legislative councils. Number 4, the Governor General should select and appoint members of his cabinet. So the Governor General should be given the full freedom to select and appoint the cabinet members. Number 5, British troops and British officers should stay on in Indian regiment for many more years. Number 6, High courts should be under the administrative control of the Government of India. So High courts should be under the administrative control of the Government of India. So the central government will be looking after and controlling the High Court. Number 7, the communal representations was to continue. That means the members from the different committee, like from tribals, Hindus, Muslims, from these particular groups also, there should be the member selected for the member of the cabinet as well as the legislative council. So these are the certain recommendations were brought or introduced by the Simon Commission when they reached to India. Now let us talk about the another point, that is declaration of Purana Swaraj. The Kolkata session of the Congress had served an ultimatum. Ultimatum means the warning to the British government to accept Nehru report by the end of 1929. So the Purana Swaraj was brought by the Indian leaders under the leadership of Nehru, Jawaharlal Nehru, and then Motilal Nehru, and then their the Indian leaders, they demanded for the Purna Swaraj, that means the complete independence. Since the 1-year time limit set at the Kolkata session passed without any positive response from the British government, so 1 year passed and British government did not even give any response about the Nehru report. Then Nehru report was declared to have lapsed at Lahore session of Congress in 1929. So Nehru report was about to get over in Lahore session. Jawaharlal Nehru was made the president of Congress at the historic Lahore session of 1929. It passed a resolution we call the uh, decisions declaring Purna Swaraj complete independence to be objective of the Congress. So, on the midnight of December 31st, 1929, Jawaharlal Nehru led a procession to the bank of river Ravi at Lahore and hoisted the tricolor flag. He proclaimed that it was a crime against man and God to submit and uh, any longer to British rule. So Nehru said that it is a crime for the British government to allow them to rule the administration and the ruling system for many more years, for many days. The Congress Working Committee met in January 1930 and decided the following programs. So, the Congress Working Committee, in against of the British Simon Commission, they made following programs. First, preparation for civil disobedience movement. So now they decided to lead the civil disobedience movement. Number two, as per the Purna Swaraj resolution, the word Swaraj in the Congress constitutions would therefore mean complete independence or Purna Swaraj, which was set forth a goal of national movement. Number three, the observance of 26th of January as the Purna Swaraj Day all over the country with the hoisting of the tricolor flag. So they declared and observed that on 26th January will be the day of hoisting the Indian national flag. Number four, resignation by the members of the legislature and the Indian legislature members or legislative member will be resigning from the membership of legislative. Number five, withdrawal from all possible association with the British government, and the Indian leaders will be, we call, resigning from all the possible associations which were formed by the British government. So it was decided to observe January 26th as the day of independence every year. A pledge or oath was drawn up which was to be read and solemnly taken while celebrating the day. Now, dear students, let us talk about the Gandhi Impact. And in this Gandhi Impact, what exactly happened, why this pact was supposed to be made between Gandhi and Irwin. Since the Satyagraha could not be suppressed, the government through Tej Bahadur Sapru and Jakar started negotiations with Gandhiji in jail. So this resulted in the signing of the pact by the Gandhiji and Lord Irwin, the Viceroy, in March 1931. This is known as Gandhi Impact. So since the Satyagraha could not be stopped, the government through Tej Bahadur Sapru and Jakar. So British government through Tej Bahadur Sapru and Jakar wanted to negotiate with Gandhiji in jail, and through these negotiations Gandhi and Irwin, they wanted to bring some changes in the constitutional policies, economical policies, and in the administrative policies. So both of them, they came together and the government agreed to, number one, withdraw all ordinance and end persecutions. So Gandhi Impact, government decided to withdraw all the ordinances, all the law and orders, and also to stop persecutions or exploiting the Indian people. Number two, release all political prisoners except those guilty of violence. And then government assured Gandhiji that government will release all the political prisoners. Only those will be not released who are guilty of violence. Number three, permit peaceful packeting of liquor and foreign clothes shops. So the government agreed with Gandhi and decided to allow the Indian people to go for peaceful packeting of liquor and foreign clothes shops. Packeting means doing demonstration or doing protest on the British liquor shops and the foreign clothes shops. Number four, restore the confiscated properties of the Satyagrahis and also the properties which were illegally occupied by the British, let those properties should be returned back to all the Satyagrahis. Number four, permit the free collection of manufacture of salt by persons near the sea coast. And British agreed with Gandhiji, or we call the Irwin agreed with Gandhiji that the Indian people will be collecting the salt near the sea coast and will be manufacturing without any problem, without any we call the restriction. The Congress in turn consisted in the following. Number one, to suspend the civil disobedience movement. So Congress was told to just remove certain things. So what are the certain things? Congress was told to suspend the civil disobedience movement. Number two, to participate in the second session of second round conference. Number three, not to press for investigations into police excesses. So these are the points which were discussed between Gandhi and Viceroy Irwin. Now second round table conference, September 7 to December 1, 1931. It was attended by Gandhiji as a sole representative, or we call the as a main representative of the Congress. According to the term of Gandhi Irwin Pact of 1931, the conference was soon deadlocked on the minorities issues with separate electoral being demanded now not only by Muslims but also by depressed classes, Indian Christians, Anglo-Indians and Europeans. The question of independence or setting up of responsible government receded into the background. The British government refused to concede the immediate grant of dominance status. Gandhiji returned to India disappointing. So, in second round table, so many issues were brought, and there we could see that not only the we could say the Indian majority class like Hindus and Muslims should be given all the freedoms, but here all the minority issues and the problems also are discussed. The problem of Indian Christians, Anglo-Indian, Europeans, and so on. And in this session, in this second round table, the British government refused to grant the dominion of the country, or British government refused to not to provide the self-government to the Indian people. So this was the discussion done in this particular second round conference. So dear students, this way we see that in this chapter certain issues were raised by the Indian people and the Indian leaders, and mainly by Mahatma Gandhi, the sole we'd call the leader of the national movement. So this way we have completed the certain point of this chapter. So whatever things you have not understood, we can talk during the revision time. We can discuss and once again get cleared about these certain points when we will be doing revisions of the chapters. Thank you for today.